Good evening, YouTube. So today was June the 1st. I had to think there for a minute. Today was June the 1st, so today was the day I came back to work. I've been home for the past several days, time off, and so had to come back to work today. So they ended up, they had this driver. He was waiting, I guess, to get his truck worked on. He was at Big Cabin, Oklahoma, which is about, 111 miles from where I live in northwest Arkansas. And so I had to go over to Big Cabin, Oklahoma, and swap trailers with him. His trailer is actually a dry box trailer, and so I'm delivering that to Waukegan, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. And so the load was supposed to be there at 10 a.m. on the 2nd, that's tomorrow, Monday the 2nd, but not going to happen because too many miles. It was a total, with the deadhead plus the mileage for the trip, after the repower, the total miles was, I think, like 775. And that's too many to do in one day. Like in an 11-hour period, can't do that. So I've stopped, I'm somewhat north of Springfield, Illinois. And so I've stopped. There's a Love's truck stop, so I've stopped here. And that's where I'm taking my break at. And I still have 200 and something miles to go, not quite, so maybe, let's say 4 hours, depending, maybe somewhat less than that, but about 4 hours worth of driving to get to where I'm going. Kind of depending, again, just sort of depends on the traffic and what have you. So they will have to adjust the appointment. But in any case, so temperature-wise, now it's warmed up. It was in the mid-80s today. It's still, even right now, it's, it's about, it may be pushing midnight now, but when I was, I just stopped a few minutes ago, and even then it was still like 77 degrees, which is fairly warm. So, even though it's not really gotten, but, I think that I haven't really been paying attention to the weather, but I know at home it was, it was kind of in the 70s and the 80s. It's not really, it doesn't seem to be really cooling down. Now, of course, that really depends on air masses. And so... But it's like I say, it's fairly warm, even for this time of the evening. 77 degrees is fairly warm. So again, I don't pay attention to the weather too much. I look at the radar every once in a while, but haven't even looked at it today. So there's I don't know if there's weather somewhere. Obviously, if you have this warm of air, if there is cold air or cooler air somewhere, there's going to be a clash, and there's probably going to be some thunderstorms. But I don't know if they're predicted for this area or not. But in any case, I'm stopped, and I'll go on up there once my break is over in the morning. So spent the last several days with my parents. They're actually recuperating pretty well. I could see a marked improvement with both of them from the time I got home to the time that I left. They're both moving around a lot better. They're still in a lot of pain, obviously, because the bruising takes a while to heal. It can take months for that to really completely go away. But on the other hand, the body is a miraculous thing, and it does heal itself. And so they are improving. I could see a big difference in kind of the way they were getting around and just their basic behavior just over the few days I was there. So they're recuperating, and so I expect that they're going to make a complete recovery. So, but still don't have an accident report yet from the state of Texas. Should be getting that. My middle brother is kind of handling the accident, kind of the legal parts of it, of the accident, and kind of coordinating with the insurance company and what have you. And so, should be getting that accident report in the next, sometime this week now. Because we're into the new week, and so I'm anxious to find out, did she have insurance? Found out that it was, I didn't realize that, but they said that she was driving a Toyota Prius. The gal that rear-ended my parents was driving a Toyota Prius, which that's kind of a lot of people buy the Prius because it's sort of a statement, that they're environmentally conscious, and it's a hybrid, and there's a little bit of a mystique around the Toyota Prius. I guess, maybe not with every buyer, but there certainly is with I think a number of the buyers, people that buy that, are kind of making a statement. And so I thought that was interesting, as far as that goes. But, other people buy them for other reasons. Maybe they just need a car or something. But the Prius is kind of more expensive than hybrids are obviously more expensive than a non-hybrid of the same size. So, but the other thing that I'm kind of curious about, I'm sure she probably had insurance, but but the other thing I'm curious about, was she texting? Because obviously she was distracted. I mean, that's clear. She was 100% distracted, and chances are she had her phone down in her lap, trying to hide it, or and then people have it down in their lap, and then they look down, and sorry for hitting the microphone there. They look down, and then maybe they look back up, and what have you. And that is stupid. It's just outrageous. People, they think, most of the time they can get away with it, and maybe they do get away with it. But sooner or later, if you continue to do that, you're not going to get away with it forever. When you look down, you can't see what's in front of you. You've got a limited amount of peripheral vision in front of you. You've got more peripheral vision below. If you're looking like I'm looking, kind of not only straight ahead but actually above. At that point, I can see my fingers moving. I can perceive them moving. So, and the same is not true from up here. If I look down, I have to get it clear down there before I can actually. If I'm looking down like that, I'm looking down at my leg right now. I actually have to get clear down there before I can begin to see my fingertips wiggling, and that's quite a ways down. And so you can. You have more peripheral vision from if you're looking up, you got more peripheral vision from below if you're looking up, as opposed to looking down and trying, there's just no peripheral vision up there. So that's another aspect of it. But if you text and drive, maybe you can get away with it. Maybe you can get away with it. Maybe you've gotten away with it, and you form these really bad habits. Sooner or later you're going to get in trouble if you keep doing it. And not only will you get in trouble, but you can create huge grief for other people. Just really disrupt their lives. If you don't outright kill them, you can put them through all kinds of pain and misery. And it's, so it's just, there's no reason to text and drive. There really isn't. There's no excuse for it. And again, if you do it, you just, maybe you get away with it, but you just have to realize that there is a chance that something like this could happen. You could end up running into somebody and causing them all kinds of problems. And and if that happens, I want you to realize that the pain and suffering you're inflicting on somebody else is you did it. So put the phone away. You don't need to text and drive. And there's really no point, because nowadays, especially like this phone that I'm recording the video on right now, I don't have to text. If I want to send a message, there's a voice to text that's that's kind of built into Android, voice to text, and I think there's something similar with the iPhone. And so all you do is hit you hit the little thing, and you just you can tell it to send a text message. What is the message? You tell it the message, and then it says, here's the message. Do you want to send it? Yes. And if you really don't need to, earlier today when I was at a stoplight, and there was this gal, and I saw her in the car. I looked down in the car to my left, and boy, she was just, had both thumbs just going away, and of course, if a cop sees you, even at a stoplight, you get a ticket in most cases, because that's, even if they'll say, well, then the first excuse they have is, oh, well, I was parked, or, I was at the light. Well, I'm sorry, but that still applies. Same way with the people that, have the hand set up to their ears. That's illegal in a lot of places, and it's illegal, by the way, for truck drivers to do that. You can get a big fine for doing that. If you're a commercial truck driver and you got the thing up to your ear, and saw people doing it today. I saw truck drivers, this guy passed me, and boy, he had the phone right up to his ear. It's just, but I don't know. There's really no point in it. Just put the phone down and quit. You don't need to be texting, because that's basically, it's just, you go back to the, a number of years ago, when we were all, we all had our desktops, people were doing chat. They had chat programs, like AOL chat and, AOL Instant Messenger and so on and so forth. And so it's basically chat, but now it's moved on to the phones. And people, it's ridiculous. You don't need to do that. Put it down. I don't, it's fine if you want to talk on the phone, get a Bluetooth headset, get some sort of a headset. You don't need to have the, because the problem, you got your whole thing's tied up, and you got it up to your ear. There's something about putting a phone up to your ear that, you end up in your own little world, so, but the texting thing is ridiculous, and you just put the phone down. You don't need to be trying to type a message into the phone while you're driving. Either, pull off and do it if it's that important, because otherwise, bad things could end up happening to you. And you can, but not only that, you can inflict really bad things on other people. Do you want that on your conscience? Do you really want that on your conscience? I don't. Do you want to inflict, to inflict pain and suffering on other people, maybe even injury or death? Do you want to inflict that on other people and have that on your conscience because you couldn't break yourself away from a stupid text message? You have to ask yourself that question. So, anyhow, from wherever it is, I'm in Illinois, somewhere north of Springfield. I'll catch you later.